Ever wondered about the end of days when the world as we know it ceases to exist? It's an unsettling question that has captivated the minds of many, from philosophers to theologians. This concept, often referred to as the return of Jesus or the apocalypse, holds significant weight in various religious belief systems. It paints a picture of a future where divine judgment is passed and the course of humanity takes a dramatic turn. In this journey, we'll explore what the Bible, especially the books of Revelation and Genesis, say about these momentous events. Join us as we discuss the end of days and the return of Jesus Christ. The books of Revelation and Genesis, the last and the first books of the Bible, hold interesting insights about the end of days. These scriptures, often wrapped in symbolism and mystique, offer a glimpse into what has been prophesied for the closing chapter of humanity's story. Let's delve into the book of Revelation first. It's here that we find the vivid imagery of the four horsemen of the apocalypse, symbols of war, famine, death, and pestilence. These are not mere tales of old, they are prophetic signs of global calamities that, according to the scriptures, will precede the end of days. Then there's the mark of the beast, a symbol of economic control that the Bible warns will be a sign of the times. It's a prophecy that speaks of a future where buying and selling would be manipulated, potentially hinting at a world grappling with economic crises or shifts in global power. Switching gears to Genesis, we find a narrative that sets the stage for the human story, but also holds prophetic insights. The moral decay of humanity, as seen in the days of Noah, is a poignant example. The scriptures describe a time when the wickedness of man was great in the earth, a time when virtue was forgotten and vice took the reins. This moral decline, as per biblical prophecy, is another sign of the approaching end of days. Natural disasters, too, find mention in these prophecies. Earthquakes, floods, and other natural calamities are seen as divine signals, pointing to the fact that the world, as we know it, is inching towards its prophesied conclusion. These signs serve as a divine warning, a celestial alarm clock counting down to the end of days. The return of Jesus, or the second coming, is a central event in the end times narrative. It's a moment that's been anticipated, discussed, and explored in countless ways, across countless cultures, and it holds a particularly significant place in Christian eschatology. In the New Testament, the second coming is often portrayed as a grand celestial event. The Gospel of Matthew describes Jesus' return as an illumination that flashes from the east to the west. It's a light that outshines everything else, a light that's impossible to miss. And with this light, Jesus is expected to gather his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. It's a gathering of those deemed righteous, a gathering that marks the beginning of the end. Yet the second coming isn't just about the gathering of the elect, it's also about final judgment. The Bible details this judgment as a time when Jesus, in all his glory, will sit on his throne and separate people one from another, the way a shepherd separates the sheep from the goats. It's a time of reckoning where the righteous will be rewarded with eternal life, while the wicked will face eternal punishment. These descriptions, while vivid and awe-inspiring, are also layered with metaphor and symbolism. They speak to the dramatic nature of the event, but they also underscore its profound significance. The second coming isn't just a spectacle, it's a turning point, a moment of divine intervention that upends the world as we know it. Some interpret these descriptions literally, envisioning a future filled with celestial phenomena and divine judgment. Others see them as symbolic, representing broader themes of justice, righteousness, and divine love. Regardless of interpretation, the second coming stands as a pivotal event in the end times narrative, a moment that signals the culmination of history and the dawn of a new era. This event, awaited by millions, is seen as a beacon of hope amidst the chaos of the end times. It's a promise of a new beginning, a promise of a world reborn in righteousness and peace. And it's this promise, this hope, that continues to inspire and guide us, even in the face of uncertainty and fear. The signs foretold centuries ago, do they resonate with our world today? As we navigate the complexities of the 21st century, we find ourselves confronted with a world in constant change. Wars and rumors of wars echo across continents as nations rise against nations. The Middle East, a region steeped in ancient history, is often the epicenter of these conflicts. Just a few years ago, Afghanistan saw a resurgence of the Taliban, leading to a heartbreaking disruption of education and life for many, especially women and girls. This upheaval, this struggle for power, mirrors the turbulent times prophesied in the Bible. Natural disasters, too, seem to be increasing in both frequency and intensity. Storms rage, fires burn, and the earth trembles under our feet. While science attributes these phenomena to climate change, some see it as a fulfillment of biblical prophecies, where it is written that there will be earthquakes in diverse places. The world of technology, a marvel of human ingenuity, has also raised concerns. The dominance of tech giants like Alphabet, the parent company of Google, has led to discussions about the moral implications of such power. Is this the beginning of the knowledge shall increase prophecy from the book of Daniel, where it speaks of a time when people will run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased? Economic uncertainties are another sign. From the mixed sentiments of Texas manufacturers to the predicted recession in the U.S. economy by early 2024, these fluctuations echo the Bible's warning of a time when people will throw their money into the streets. Finally, the moral decay evident in our societies today. The disregard for truth, the normalization of deceit, and the increasing polarization of communities. Are these not signs of the love of many will grow cold prophecy? The world today seems to echo the ancient prophecies, stirring curiosity and concern. In the face of such daunting prophecies, where does one find hope? A question that echoes in the chambers of our hearts as we navigate these turbulent times. Yet the narrative of the end days, as foretold in the scriptures, is not solely a tale of disaster and despair. It is in fact a story of redemption, a promise of renewal and hope that can be found even amidst the chaos. The book of Revelations, often noted for its vivid imagery of the apocalypse, also carries within its verses a message of immense hope. It speaks of a new heaven and a new earth, a divine promise of restoration, where God will wipe away every tear, and there will be no more death, sorrow, or pain. It's a promise that speaks to the heart of every human being, a promise of a world restored to its original beauty, a world without the shadows of sin and suffering. In the Genesis story, we find the tale of creation, where God crafted the world in all its splendor and beauty. With each passing day of creation, God saw that it was good. In the end times narrative, we find a parallel, a promise of recreation, a divine assurance that out of the ashes of the old a new world will emerge, a world steeped in God's goodness and love. In the face of wars, strife, and uncertainty, this promise of a new beginning offers a beacon of hope. It invites us to look beyond the turmoil, to envision a future shaped by peace, justice, and divine love. It's a future where the lion and the lamb can lie down together in peace, where the wolf and the lamb will feed together, and the lion will eat straw like the ox. This message of hope does not negate the reality of the trials we face today. It does not dismiss the pain or the suffering. It does not deny the existence of evil, but it does offer a perspective, a vision of the world as God intended it to be, a world where love, justice, and peace reign supreme. While the end of days may be a time of upheaval, it's also a time of renewal, a new beginning. Let this promise of renewal buoy our spirits as we navigate the waters of these troubled times, remembering that in the end, love will have the final say. As we delve into the prophecies and signs of the end times, one question remains. In our journey through the scriptures, we've explored the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end, the bookends of human history as foretold in the Bible. We've traversed the landscape of the second coming, the return of Jesus Christ, an event that carries with it both awe and apprehension. We've examined the signs of our times, the wars and rumors of wars, the rise and fall of nations, the changing tides that echo the prophecies of old, the disarray in the Middle East, the economic uncertainties in the global market, and the geopolitical tensions involving Russia and Ukraine. These are but fragments of the larger tapestry of human history, threads woven with the potential to fulfill the ancient prophecies. Yet amidst the chaos, we found hope. Hope in the promise of a new beginning. Hope in the faith that carries us through trials and tribulations. Hope in the belief that even the darkest hour is just before the dawn. These prophecies, these signs, they're not just ancient words on parchment. They're the milestones on our faith journey, the guideposts that lead us towards understanding, towards redemption. They're the whispers of the past that echo in the present, shaping our perspective of the future. Are we living in the end times? That's for you to ponder and decide. Subscribe for more prophetic content.